Hey Timberwolves, it's Mr. Peters and it is pre-registration time. The materials that you're going to be receiving today include next year's planning guide, inside which you will now find a registration worksheet, directions about how to register online, and a copy of your transcript evaluation to help you pick appropriate classes. Don't forget to also reference your 4-year plan. The majority of you have saved this to your JHS server account during last year's registration, and freshmen, you've built this within your Naviance account. You can also use the hard copy that's available toward the back of the planning guide on page 60. We wish you success as you make the most of your opportunities at JHS. We'll see you around campus.
Things you should be considering as you start the registration process. First and foremost, what classes are required for graduation? What classes are most appropriate for you? And what classes will help you with your future plans? A little bit about the registration process. Today you'll be viewing this year's registration video. Later this month, you'll meet with your counselor during a 5th period registration advisory meeting. This meeting date is provided towards the back of your planning guide. It is during this meeting that you will be able to get questions answered about your individual course registration. If you don't have questions, your counselor can just double-check your course selection information. Throughout the month of March, you'll be able to log in to input your course registration information online from home. You need to complete this piece by March 20th. It is essential that you complete your 4-year plan, review your graduation requirement needs, and get your questions answered before you finalize your online course registration. Who can help you decide these things? Well, you can gain a lot of answers by looking in the planning guide, but you can also get help from your teachers. They can help recommend appropriate placement for the subject matter in which they teach. Your counselor can help you understand graduation and college requirements, and your family can help advise you about your choices and help you make the decisions that are best for you. Remember, your final course selection is used to build the JHS master schedule. Because of this, students are held to their registration choices, so choose your classes wisely. If you'd like to review the JHS schedule change policy, it is available on the counseling webpage. Some factors to consider when choosing classes. Like we said, first and foremost, graduation requirements. Everyone wants to graduate, so obviously the first thing you want to look at is what is required to graduate, and all of these graduation requirements can be found towards the beginning of your planning guide and on the JHS Counseling webpage. Be sure to look over the graduation requirements for your grade level. Remember, you need to take an additional semester of social studies and a senior year quantitative elective. Courses that fulfill the quantitative elective requirement include math, science, and many of our CTE courses. More information can be found in this year's planning guide or with your counselor during your 5th period registration advisory meeting. It is also recommended that any student wishing to go to college plan to take an AP course. The Everett Public Schools Board of Directors has adopted a policy to grant course equivalency credit for career and technical high school courses. The policy provides greater options and pathways to graduation by allowing students to complete 2 graduation requirements at the same time. More information about CTE course equivalencies can be found at the front of your planning guide. Students entering 10th grade must register for a full course load of 6 classes each semester. Example grade level schedules can be found at the back of your planning guide. For English, you'll be choosing between English 2 or Honors English 2. For History or Social Studies, you'll be choosing between World History or Advanced Placement World History. For Math, you'll be going on to the next level of Math, for which most students will be Geometry or Algebra 2, depending on the math that you're in this year. This is something you'll want to discuss with your math teacher. Science. Most students will be moving into Biology or Honors Biology. If you are currently in Biology, you should talk with your science teacher to find out what next science class he or she recommends. Your other classes will be a mix of PE, career and technical education, fine arts, world languages, and other electives, depending on your 4-year plan. Also, if you didn't take family health during 9th grade, you should take it during 10th grade. Remember to use your 4-year course plan that you developed recently in your Naviance account. Students entering grade 11 must register for a full course load of 6 classes each semester. Those credits include either English 3 or AP English Literature, U.S. History or AP U.S. History. For math, you're going to go into the next math level. Typically, this would be Algebra 2 or Pre-Calculus, depending on the math you are in this year. This is something you can discuss with your math teacher. Science. Although most juniors have met their science graduation credit requirements, most students will choose to take a 3rd year of science. You should talk to your science teacher to find out what next science class he or she recommends. Your other classes will be a mix of career and technical education, fine arts, PE, world languages, or other electives, depending on your 4-year plan. It is recommended you finish up any required PE, fine arts, CTE credits during your junior year. Students entering 12th grade must register for as many credits as are needed to fulfill the minimum graduation requirements. Most seniors will choose to still take a full class schedule. You can meet your 1 credit of senior English in several ways: by taking 2 semester-long courses such as English 4, Myth and Legend, Contemporary Authors, Journalism, Creative Writing, etc., or through a year-long course such as UW English, AP English Language, or Everett Community College English. For history, you'll take a semester of either government or the year-long AP Government course. If you haven't completed your additional 0.5 credit of social studies or your Washington State history requirement, make sure you plan for those courses as well. Each student must also pass the semester-long College and Career Readiness Seminar. This new course replaces what used to be Senior Seminar. If you're taking the year-long Senior Avid or AP Government, the College and Career Readiness Seminar curriculum will be embedded within those classes. For math and science, most students will have completed their graduation requirements, but you do need to complete your senior year quantitative course, which includes our math, science, and many of our CTE courses. Talk with your teachers to find out what they recommend you take to keep on track for your post-high school goals. In addition, you need to pay attention to the specific requirements of any four-year colleges or universities to which you're going to apply. And remember, community and technical colleges also agree that, number 1, students should complete a minimum of Algebra 2 during high school so that you have the skills needed to enter college-level math class. And 2, that most students who take a year off from math forget their math concepts enough where they'll need to take remedial math when they enter college, before they're able to take college math requirements. You can save time and money by improving your math skills so that you're ready for 2 or 4-year college entry requirements. Depending on your credit needs and your 4-year plan, as a senior, your other classes will be a mix of world languages, fine arts, PE, career and technical education, and other electives. Studying beyond high school. Will you be prepared? It's important to remember that course selection matters. A more rigorous high school curriculum will better prepare you for success in colleges and universities, whether they're 2 or 4-year, specialty trade schools, the workforce, and for the military. Regardless of what you're doing after high school, the more rigorous the courses you're taking, the better prepared you'll be for success. At Jackson, we offer advanced placement courses, University of Washington and Everett Community College College and High School courses, honors courses, and tech prep courses. Students can also access Running Start during 11th and 12th grade. Check out these options towards the front of our planning guide and challenge yourself during high school to make use of these rigorous early college course opportunities. In addition to Jackson graduation requirements, most 4-year colleges and universities require 4 years of math, including 1 taken during senior year, 3 to 4 years of science, 2 or more years of the same world language, 3 or more years of social studies. Most of our students end up completing these additional math, science, world language, and social studies requirements, but it's also important to know that these additional classes are usually required for 4-year college entry. Because entry requirements do vary from college to college, it is essential that you check with the college you are considering for specific requirements. For example, some colleges will waive their world language requirements for specific majors if the student has taken 3 or more years of the same world language during high school. Other colleges require a student to have taken chemistry or physics for entry. Long story short, double-check the requirements of the colleges you are considering attending so that you can complete the needed entry requirements. Community technical colleges, specialty trade schools, and the military. They require a minimum of a high school diploma or GED for admission, and they do encourage students to take at least 4 years of math through Algebra 2 and or science. So even if it isn't required to do an additional math or science to get into a community or technical college, a specialty trade school, or the military, it is still highly recommended, as it will better prepare you for success once you get there. The bottom line is this: you need to know what the admission requirements are for any post-high school program or college you are considering. And you need to remember that the minimum requirements are just that. Minimum requirements. So challenge yourself. If you have any questions, write down your questions so that you can cover them with your counselor during your upcoming 5th period registration advisory meeting. We look forward to discussing your plans and establishing what you need to do to be successful when you leave Jackson High School. To help you prepare, juniors, you are being invited to attend College Planning Day. This year's event is being held at Seattle Pacific University on March 23, 2015. If you'd like to attend, please visit Mrs. Allen in the Career Center to get signed up. As far as career plans go, we have a lot of different course options available to help you determine what career path you may want to follow after high school. You can explore career interests in elective classes. You can consider career development classes such as JHS CTE courses, SNOWILE, NJROTC, Auto, etc. You can consider taking performing and visual arts classes, and you can find detailed descriptions of all elective classes in this year's planning guide. If you plan to take community college courses through Running Start, online high school classes through our district online high school program, if you've applied to the Snow Isle Skill Center, or if you'd like to fit in Everett High School's NJROTC program into your schedule, during March registration, we still want you to register for 12 classes at JHS. The next step is to note the appropriate program when you register for classes via the Home Access Center, or note the program on your RSVP form that you will receive in April. Step 3 is complete the program entry paperwork and requirements. And Step 4, once you've been accepted into the program, meet with your counselor to finalize your JHS classes and periods. Additional considerations. Think about the amount of time you have for homework, extracurricular activities, and if you have a job. This is very important to think about when deciding how many classes to take, the level of rigor you're going to undertake, and things of that matter. Talk with your teachers about the expected workloads in class. If you're unsure about a class, go and talk with the teacher who teaches the class and ask them about the expectations in class and see if it's realistic to take on that challenge. It's very important to know yourself. Schedule the most rigorous courses you can successfully manage. It's important to challenge yourself, but it's also important to be realistic about your schedule and about your own abilities. Staying balanced is important. Don't overload your schedule. We want you to plan accordingly now so that next fall you'll feel like you're in the right blend of classes, have the right amount of free time, and have enough time to do your homework and be successful. Every fall we have a handful of students coming in hoping to get out of a class since they didn't fully look into the amount of time, the type of work, or the level of work being completed. Because the master schedule is built off of what you register for in the spring, remember, you're going to be held to your registration choices, and you won't want to be in a schedule that doesn't fit you. So make your course choices wisely. Next year we will be offering a few new courses. To help you plan, we'll be showing a lunchtime PowerPoint in the Commons, which will enable you to learn more about the JHS course options, new course names, and other registration reminders. The next step is online registration. Starting tonight, you will be able to input your next school year course choices from home via the online registration system. Just so you know, this is not a first-come, first-served system, so take your time. The online course registration system will be open until March 20th at 2:30 p.m. for you to update and finalize your course choices and alternate course choices. Today you'll be able to receive your planning guide, transcript evaluation, and directions about how to enter your courses online. Remember, you're not picking your class periods or teachers. This system only allows you to input the names of the courses and alternates you would like to take next year. The computer program we use will then schedule your actual courses and teaches over the summer. And, like usual, you'll receive your schedule on the first day of school. The deadline to input your course requests is March 20th at 2:30 p.m. Don't wait until the last minute. Computer access. Most students will do this from their home or from the home of a friend. Computers are also available in the JHS library before or after school, in the Mill Creek Public Library, and from March 16th through the 19th, we'll also have a few computers in the Commons during lunch for students to use. As stated earlier, your 5th period class has been scheduled on a specific day to allow you to connect with your counselor. During your 5th period registration advisory meeting, you'll meet with your counselor to review your next year course selections and to get any questions answered by your counselor. Remember, the deadline to input your course requests is March 20th at 2:30 p.m. Don't wait until the last minute. Again, the steps to register online. First, complete the registration worksheet provided in your planning guide. Don't forget to list alternate class choices. Meet with your counselor during a 5th period registration advisory meeting, and input your course choices and alternates into the online system by March 20th. As usual, in April you will receive an RSVP form on which you will be able to verify your course selection and alternates, or make adjustments to your requests. You and your parent or guardian will need to sign the RSVP form. You'll need to indicate any alternative programs, for example, online high school, Running Start, etc. You'll also need to return it in to your 2nd period teacher. The RSVP form is a place for you to double check and correct any errors in regards to your next year course requests.
The download about how to register for next year's classes. Don't worry if you have questions. There's plenty of time to get those questions answered. Remember, you're going to be meeting with your counselor during an upcoming 5th period registration advisory meeting. Plus, you'll be able to watch a lot of new information on the lunchtime PowerPoint that will talk about the new classes that are being offered and some of the details about next year's course options. You do have until March 20th to go in and put your classes into the home access system. You can even go in and make corrections after you've gone in initially. So take the time, get your questions answered, and talk with your teachers and parents about what courses best fit your choices. Thank you so much for watching this video, and happy registering.